Profile share via email report story. Trust me, there's no angst. Literally, I'm not lying. I can't manage to put angst in this fanfic. Sad face, help, I want angst in this. Third pav. How much for dis chicken? About 5 grand. De ting is a real beauty. You'll understand once ya buy it. Everybody seemed to be living the dream. Everybody except Izuku. He finally got everything taken from him. His friends, they'll be gone in no time, his love, and his happiness. All gone. Izuku makes it to school. He enters the building. Some looked over at the door to see who entered. Some smiled at who entered. Nada, I'm happy to see you alive and well. Smile. I'm going to make you not happy and well. Smile. Izuku fast walked to his classroom. Where are you going, Deku? Not gonna stop and say hi. He heard someone yell from behind him. Izuku walked faster. He safely made it to his classroom, dreading to go inside. I wasn't that he was not happy to see his friends, actually, it is that he doesn't want to come face to face with Ochako after last night. He doesn't want to go in there and come face to face with the reality that no one is there for him. Could help him with this overwhelming sadness. He walks in anyway. He tries not to make eye contact with anyone and walk to his seat. Izuku silently sits down and waits for class to start. Class was horrible. Usually, he was kinda happy to learn. What made it better was the glances him and Ochako threw at each other. If their eyes met, they would make some kind of face. But, today, he was the only one who glanced. And the next day, and the day after that, and the one after that. Soon, a whole week passed, and they haven't made eye contact even once. Each day just becomes more horrible than the last. He dreaded waking up in the mornings. Kachan and the second years didn't make it any better. Izuku didn't have that support anymore. The support that's telling him they're wrong, that he's not a loser, that he's not worthless. It's like everyone is shouting it in his face. Everything is yelling at him about how he's a loser, how he's worthless, useless, waste of space. For once this week, Izuku was able to safely walk into his classroom, but the classroom itself wasn't safe this time. Bakugo was up on his desk screaming at everyone, while everyone just either stared or teased. Once Bakugo noticed Izuku was in the classroom, he smirked. Hey loser! Bakugo shouted at Izuku. Midoriya flinched. Everyone went quiet and turned around to look at Izuku. Midoriya, at that time, wanted to sprint out of the classroom and never come back. Katsuki jumped off the desk and walked up to Midoriya. So, go to your seats. A stern voice cut Bakugo off, making everyone run to their seats, everyone except Bakugo and Midoriya. Midoriya isn't in his seat because Katsuki is in his way. Didn't you hear me? Go to your seat. Mr. Aizawa repeated himself. TCH. Katsuki walked to his seat, same for Midoriya. Okay, now, let's start. Aizawa said, starting class. Midoriya couldn't help it, his eyes drifted off to Uraraka, the whole time in class. Ochako, feeling a pair of eyes on her, looks over to Midoriya. Seeing his emerald eyes on her, she started feeling stirred up. It was like the first time she grew feelings for him, all over again. Midoriya flinched and looked away. She couldn't help but smile a little bit. It still hurt to let him go. She also looked away. He looked back at her. A cycle of look and look away happened all through class. Okay, before you guys go, I have an announcement to make. Aizawa said, getting into his sleeping bag. He's a man of sleep. Since it's been a little shady around here lately, we have provided you guys dorms. You can move into these are to keep you guys safe from getting kidnapped and stuff. Anyway, stay safe and move into these, you don't really have a choice. Aizawa fell asleep. Promoted stories. You'll also like, Stay With Me tilde tilde and Izwocha. 68.4k 1.1k and quad. Please don't do this, I need you. Please, stay with me and quad. Izuku and Ochako are close friends who both like each other. They become closer and closer, then trade. New love, Izutoga. 65.9k 932. Read this description, you will need it. Promise me this is my first fanfic. Warning, there is mature content in here. This story is featuring Armic Izuku getting C. Just feeling better. 101k 2.5k. After a long break, Izuku returns changed and feeling better than ever. What will the class think of their cinnamon roll? This story goes through, in short, of his Chan. My best friend is my lover Izu-Ocha. 11k155. Deku, Ochako, and Bakugo are childhood friends. However, Deku has a crush on Ochako in their middle school years. However, Bakugo knows that Deku has a crush on her. Wedding bells. 133k 2.6k. 5 years after graduation, Deku and Uraraka are finally getting married. All their friends and relatives are excited and ready to help them to make it the happiest day. A Million Reasons. Izwocha fanfic. Under 70.8k 988. Ochako Uraraka and Izuku Midoriya have always had feelings for each other, but they never wanted to admit it. They have always wanted to find opportunities to tell each. A villain's bright side. Izuku x Ochako. 181k 3.3k and quad. I've never met someone like you, but I'm glad I did. And quad. And quad. Pray you'll have a quirk in your next life, and take a swan dive off the roof. And quad. And so Izuku D. All of Class 1A moved into dorms. Izuku's mom cried, barely letting Izuku go. Finally, Izuku managed to get his stuff packed up, calm down his mom, and move into the dorms. Once he was done unpacking, he laid down on his bed and went to sleep. All the girls, minus Ochako, were gathered in the common room. Ochako was also asleep in her dorm. Okay, remember how Ochako and Midoriya were dating? Mina asked. All the girls nodded. Yeah, so, I think something happened between them. Ever since the first day of UA, they were inseparable. Now they can't even look each other in the eye. Mina explained. All the girls nodded, again. They probably broke up. I don't think we should pry into their business. Suyu said. Mina made a sad face. I think we should help them get back together. I also think they broke up, but it seems they didn't willingly do it. Mina said. The girls questioningly looked at her. What makes you think that? Jiro asks, interested. Well, for starters, have you seen Midoriya lately? He obviously doesn't like all of this. He seems really sad. And, he didn't act this sad until him and Ochako stopped talking to each other. Then Ochako, she still takes glances at Midoriya during class. Mina explained. Suyu put a finger on her chin. Well, if this is the case, I think we should help them. Toru cut off Sue. Suyu shook her head. Mina's eyes light up. Yes, we should help them. In the name of our friends, we will cheer these two dorks up. Mina yelled with excitement. Jiro lost interest in the conversation. Dash 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 dot. The girls were not the only ones noticing something being wrong between Izuku and Ochako. The boys did too. To make things worse, Bakugo noticed something being wrong. Bakugo knows how to hit where it hurts, both physically and mentally. Hey Deku, Bakugo smirked evilly as he walked up to Izuku, who was walking down a lonely hallway. Izuku stops, feeling a shiver run down his spine. So, I've noticed you've hit rock bottom. Bakugo started, throwing Izuku up against a wall. Midoriya grabbed at the wall, terrified. Now look who's a fool. Mainly that bitch, round face, but, hey, you really thought she liked you. Bakugo balled up his fist, getting ready to hit Midoriya. Izuku felt anger hearing Bakugo call Uraraka a bitch, but he knew he couldn't do anything about it. You really thought she cared for you, didn't you? Hey, you really are a worthless loser. Bakugo continued with the insults, kicking a little whenever he wanted an answer out of Izuku. Who's the fool, huh? Who's the loser? Izuku didn't have a choice other than to reply with, me. Everything Bakugo said to Izuku made sense. Why she left him? He was a worthless idiot that no one will ever care about. Of course she would lie to leave him. She pitied him and his crybaby ass. Izuku knew that there was no way he was ever going to get her back. He knew he should just let go of his feelings. So why isn't he? Why aren't his feelings going away? The bell rang, signaling that class is starting. Bakugo looks at the roof, before walking to class. Remember, Deku, I'm always going to be better than you. Hell, I might just steal your little girlfriend away from you. Not because I like her, but because I want you to suffer for even thinking you're better than me. Bakugo said as he walked away. That made Izuku's heart sting. Izuku sat on the ground for a minute, crying. Class was more miserable than ever. The class started to notice Izuku's sadness, so they started trying to get him to smile. Kirishima claiming to be a shark boy and then trying to swim around the classroom, only to end up looking like he was having a seizure on the ground. Kaminari. Wade, he thought it would make Midoriya laugh, since it always made Jiro laugh. Zero acted like Phil Swift and advertised flex tape. The three idiots continued with different things until it was time to start class. During class, Izuku's mind kept wandering off, thinking about how amazing it would be if him and Ochako got back together, but he knew it would never happen. But he couldn't help but let his mind wander to her. Her amazingly soft skin, her soft lips, the amazing feeling he got when he kissed her, the electricity whenever their fingers slightly touch. What an beautiful life they would live if they ever get married. But it would never in a million years happen. It would only happen in his dreams and fantasies. Izuku looked over at Ochako, who was, surprisingly, looking at him. She saw a flash of hope flash in his eyes for a split second, before returning to a dead green color. She felt guilt and sadness rush over her. She knew he was sad and, because she feared of disappointing her parents, she couldn't do anything about it. Ochako wanted to make him feel at least a little happier. She flashed a smile at him. His eyes lit up a little. It was like the smile spoke to him. Things will get better. At that moment he realized something. He shouldn't give up on his feelings. He can't let go now, there's still hope. Sorry if the chap bad, I don't really like how I wrote this one, and I know I can't fix it any. My grammar is a little off the charts bad today. Like, I'm brain dead today. Weird kid. Where stories live. Discover now.